Now, on the screen, I want you to look at these sentences to see how at, in, and on are used. She wants to play tennis at Wimbledon. We think of Wimbledon as a special point or place. Were you at the pool yesterday? We think of the pool as a place. Another example, he lives in Manchester. When we talk about doing something for a long time, like live, we use in. We stopped at Milan, Florence, and Venice on our way to Rome. When we use at, we stay only for a short time. And then we have, she works at Marks and Spencer's. We use at when we think of the special name of a shop or place. Another example, she works in a shoe shop. We use in when we think of the kind of shop. Okay, another example, I read the paper in the taxi on the way here. We use in for transport that is near the ground. For example, cars or taxis. I'll probably go on the bus. We use on when we think of transport that is high off the ground, when we take a step up. Trains, planes, buses, bicycles, etc. Okay? Now, we use these prepositions in common expressions of location. So let's look at some examples. In North America, we say on a street, on a street. We say at or on the corner of something, okay? At the corner of or on the corner of. Along the street, along the street. Up the street, in front of you, or north. So up the street, which is in front of you, or north. Down the street, which is behind you, or south, south. So down the street is behind you, or south. Across from, across from. And then the last one is next to, next to. Okay, now, again, we say on a street in North America, and we say in a street in the UK. Okay? So we say a place is on a street in American English or Canadian English, and we can also say in a street in British English. Okay? Now, of course, we need to look at some examples. So let's see what we can show you. Okay, here we go. Here's the first one. My house is on Black Street. My house is on Black Street. Okay, here's Black Street, and here's my house. Beautiful, huh? There. Okay, so my house is on Black Street. Now, we don't use articles if we have the names. So look at these. I live on Black Street. I live on Black Street. We don't say I live on the Black Street. Remember, the is for specific. So we don't have it. We have specific. Black Street. Okay? No the. Another example of how to do it right. This is correct. I live in Istanbul. Okay? Not I live in the Istanbul. No. No, no. Okay? Only Istanbul. And for a country, it's the same for most countries. Some countries are a little bit different. So this, I live in Turkey, not I live in the Turkey. No. Okay? So for most countries, no the. So street, city, country, no the. Okay? All right, it's not necessary. All right, now let's go back to these examples and I'll show you some more. Now, here's another one. My house is next to the bakery. Smells good, okay? My house is next to the bakery. So let's put a bakery here. Bakery. You see a better one on your screen. Okay, my house is next to the bakery. Now, here are some examples using on and next to. I live on Black Street next to the bakery. Okay, now notice this one, we took this sentence and made one sentence. I live on Black Street next to the bakery. I live on Black Street next to the bakery. Okay? Another example, the hotel is next to the bakery on South Street. The hotel is next to the bakery on South Street. Okay? And then another one. There is a cafe next to the bus station on West Street. There is a cafe next to the bus station on West Street. Okay, so you've got two kinds of information here. Now, let me give you some more examples with some of these prepositions. Now, the next one is across from. Across from. My house is across from the park. This means there's something between you and the park. So here's my house, here's the street, and here's the park. Okay, across from. We could say across a river, across a street. Okay, so my house is across from the park. We can also say opposite for this. So my house is opposite the park. Same thing. My house is opposite the park. Same information. Okay, now here are some examples using across from and on. So, I work on West Street across from the post office. I work on West Street across from the post office. The post office is also on West Street, but I'm on this side, the post office is on the other side. The bakery is across from the drugstore on South Street. The bakery is across from the drugstore on South Street. So you have the street, one thing is here and one thing is here, across from. And another example, there is a cafe across from the hotel on West Street. There is a cafe across from the hotel on West Street. Okay, so again, we've got two prepositions together. Okay, now, let's do another one. And this one we're going to talk about at the corner. Now, we saw before that a corner is where two lines meet. So we can say at the corner, or we can say on the corner. Usually it's about the same. Okay? And a corner is where two streets meet. All right? Okay. Now, if we say, my house is at the corner of Black Street and White Street. My house is at the corner of Black Street and White Street. Here's Black Street. No, here's White Street and Black Street. So this is my house, okay? Now, we can also put next two together, for example. So here we go. I live at the corner of Black Street next to the bank. Okay, so when you're looking for this, you can look for the corner of Black Street next to the bank. The hotel is at the corner of South Street and Top Street next to the bank. The hotel is at the corner of South Street and Top Street next to the bank. One more example. Is there a cinema at the corner of North Street and Bottom Street next to the bus station? Is there a cinema at the corner of North Street and Bottom Street next to the bus station? Okay, so here again you've seen at the corner, and you have at the corner and next to. Okay, so you can put these together for more information. Okay, now we're going to look at a beautiful map, and our assistants are going to help find places on it. So you listen, and maybe you can do it too.